This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Good afternoon, it's Friday, June 6, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this afternoon, Governor Fubara says steps are being taken to stabilize governance in River State. Waterfront communities in River State demand urgent waste solutions. Federal government sets up inter-ministerial panel for Democracy Day celebration. President Tinubu defends Legacy Road project. On the foreign scene, Israel strikes southern Beirut on eve of religious holiday. I'm Ifechuku Moyeli with the news. Now, the suspended River State Governor Similayo Fubara says steps to stabilize governance and revive the economy of the state are underway. The governor said this in a message to commemorate the Eid al-Adha celebration. Governor Fubara acknowledged the patience and sacrifices made by the people in support of the state's growth. He admitted that while many aspirations remain unmet due to political challenges, notable achievements have still been recorded. He pledged that the concerns of Rivers people will be addressed with practical solutions. He also appealed to Muslims to use this period to show kindness to those in need and urged them to reach out in reconciliation, forgive past wrongs, and foster stronger ties within their communities. According to him, forgiveness, compassion, and unity are central to the teachings of the festival, and urged the faithful to act on these values in their daily lives. In the meantime, the chief imam of the Uniport Mosque, Professor Abdulrazak Kilani, has asked the political actors in the state to end the ongoing conflict in the spirit of the Eid celebration for the overall development of River State.
As one of the biggest states in Nigeria, we should not, because of our ambition, bring the state down. We should also sacrifice our ego so that what we want River State to be is the community of nations. The state should be able to achieve it. And what has been achieved will not be thrown away just because of people who are quarreling, because they could not eschew their bitterness, their envy, their pride. River State is bigger. River State should be uppermost in our mind. Just like Muslims sacrifice for the purpose of achieving the goal of satisfying God, to attain the pleasure of Almighty. Our goal here is to make River State to remain as one of the living examples of good state in Nigeria.
Kilani, who is also a professor of Islamic studies at the University of Port Harcourt, said the emergency rule in the state negatively impacted the number of government-sponsored pilgrims from River State participating in the 2025 Hajj. He said there was a decline compared to last year when there was a democratically elected government. Meanwhile, many Muslims are celebrating amid the economic hardship as many families struggle to meet the demands of the season due to the high cost of living. A Muslim elder, Musa Baba Ahmed, describes this year's Eid celebration as one of the toughest. In an interview with our correspondent, he recalls how in previous years he slaughtered up to 3 rams, but this time he could only afford a small ram and few other things to mark the celebration.
We managed to celebrate Salah this day because the economic hardship that this present predicament government has put Nigerians into. Myself, I slaughter about 3 to 4 rams every Salah. But I'm able to slaughter only one, and it's not big as those days on. Very small, tiny one. We used to go and buy clothes for our children, ourselves. The clothes where they use for small Salah, they also use it this big Salah. So the economic situation has made people very, 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 very crumbled.
He said many families may not fully enjoy the celebration beyond attending mosque prayers due to financial constraints. The federal government declared today and Monday as public holidays. Meanwhile, some Muslims in Port Harcourt say they will still celebrate joyfully, insisting that the harsh economy will not dampen their spirit. But others say they cannot afford any form of celebration as their families are not in Port Harcourt, and they will simply observe prayers at the mosque.
Tomorrow is a celebration for Salah. We will keep cook rice celebration for Salah. I go almost around 7 o'clock. After months, now be the celebration. Everything costs now. If you say me I travel, then say money you go travel, you go pass 40,000 naira.
All of the Muslim person you go do for big Salah. I'm very, very happy to this prayer.
Money no there. How many prayer I will go to the from my house? Which good I want to go, I know they with my wife. Which I will do, why put outside shop? You know the way to answer the and I want to do. Money no there now. Everybody will manage himself.
And now the president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, Archbishop Daniel Oko, has felicitated Muslims as they celebrate the 2025 Eid al-Kabir, urging Nigerians to use the moment to show peace and respect for one another, no matter their faith. In a message to Muslims today, Oko said the Salah celebration, otherwise known as the Festival of Sacrifice, teaches sacrifice, love, kindness, and values shared both by Christians and Muslims. He said the occasion offers a chance at growth and an opportunity for Christians to be closer to their Muslim neighborhoods. To their Muslim neighbors, noting that when they celebrate together, it shows that unity is stronger than division. Away from that, the Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, Mr. Abdul Ganiyu Jaji, has issued a strong safety advisory to prevent kitchen accidents and fire outbreaks during the festive season. In a statement on Thursday, Jaji cautioned celebrants, particularly women who traditionally handle festive cooking, not to overfill their cooking pans with oil while preparing Salah meals. He warned that cooking oil should never exceed 1/3 of a pan's capacity to reduce the risk of fire. Jaji also addressed the traditional animal roasting that marks the Eid celebration, advising that it be done in open spaces. Moving on now, residents and traders in Rumuoji Mile 1 Diobu, Port Harcourt City local government area of River State, have expressed concern over rising insecurity in the area. Mile 1 Diobu has long been associated with cultism and criminal activities, but residents say the situation has worsened. In an interview with our crime correspondent, Emekotoka, chairman of the Rumuoji Community Development Committee, Stanley Wobo, said at least 4 people were killed by suspected gang members and armed robbers between May and June. He said residents now live in fear. Wobo said despite the presence of several police divisions in the area, criminal gangs continue to operate freely. He called for urgent intervention from the State Commissioner of Police, the administrator of Port Harcourt City local government area, and other relevant authorities.
For the past 2 weeks, it has not been easy for us as indigenes, or for us as community, and also the business owners. It will be recalled that in some time by 5 p.m., those that were supposed to be doing business till 6 p.m. will lock up their shops because of fear of what we call street bullets and cult-related issues. 19th of last month, our record showed that 4 persons has lost their lives. So we want to send a message to the government, to the mayor of Port Harcourt, to the law enforcement agencies for them to redouble their efforts to join us in fighting this menace.
Wobo also called for the demolition of the Njamanze and Elechi Beach waterfronts, which he says are safe havens for criminals. Some traders also spoke on this.
Like some weeks ago, a woman come in our environment here in Rumuoji community to buy something. All of a sudden, 3 guys walked to her, pull off her gold earring and her gold necklace. She was just looking for help, and nobody can help because the people in question, they are with the arms. And if you as a trader or somebody within there, you walk to them or you try to put yourself, and you that went into the scene or the problem will now still face the consequences. So we are looking for help. The Sole Administration, Commissioner of Police, the Maiwan Station, the JOT, C4I.
Everybody now is scared because of what is happening. Like evening time now, when you reach 6 o'clock, everybody would like to pack and go home. So we are scared now. We need help.
The spokesperson of the River State Police Command, SP Grace Iringikoko, is yet to speak on this. Now, elsewhere, the Kaduna State Police Command has described as fake report of alleged kidnapping of 150 to 200 individuals along the Abuja-Kaduna highway. The command spokesperson, Mansur Hassan, said the report is entirely fabricated and without any basis in fact. He said the area remains under constant surveillance and is regularly patrolled on a 24-hour basis by the police, military, DSS, and other security forces under tight security to ensure the safety of all commuters. President Bola Tinubu says critics of the 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway and other legacy projects being implemented under the Renewed Hope infrastructure agenda are ill-informed. Now, the president said this yesterday during the inspection and kickoff of new segments of key infrastructure projects in Lagos State. He said the critics are uninformed about the project procurement structure and national significance. According to the president, his administration's approach to legacy road construction, including the Coastal Highway and the Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway, is deliberate and transparent. The president clarified that only specific segments of the 750-kilometer Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway have been awarded, with the completed 30-kilometer portion falling under Section 1, a 47.7 kilometer stretch being handled by contractors under the Federal Executive Council's phased approval. He explained that the projects are being implemented in manageable sections and not as a single bulk contract, as some critics have alleged. Still to come, federal government sets up inter-ministerial panel for Democracy Day celebration. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
And welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The federal government has inaugurated the Inter-Ministerial Committee for the 2025 Democracy Day celebration with a charge to organize a befitting and memorable event. Speaking on this, Secretary to the Government of the Federation, SGF, George Akume, said the celebration will provide an opportunity to honor Nigeria's founding fathers and democratic heroes who made significant sacrifices for the country's democratic journey. Akume, represented by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, said the occasion also enables the federal government to highlight its achievement and present its performance scorecard to the citizens. He urged members of the committee to work in synergy towards the realization of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration. Now, some residents of waterfront communities in Port Harcourt say they've had to turn the river into a dump site because there are no waste bins or designated dump sites in their communities. Correspondent Martha Okiri visited the Marine Bay's waterfront jetty as the world marked Environment Day on Thursday and reports that plastics and piles of waste line the riverbank, with some floating in the open river and in front of houses by the waterfront. Some residents have to wade through the pile of waste to get into their homes. They called on the state government to set up proper waste disposal facilities in the area.
They say make dem no dey throw dirty for front, but we don dey go inside, dey go throw, but some people still dey throw for front. Because this place, dem no keep anything like say make dem keep dirty one side, make the people wey dey come handle am come carry. If dem keep something like that, we go dey throw am that place.
If we are throwing dirt, we are throwing direct inside the river. So when the water is overfilled, it will bring the dirt back to us. So that's what we are suffering.
If we will do dirty, now that same place we go through one. If we throw one inside water, we go to float for river. We no get where to put dustbin where person go come carry. Here everything na water side, no place to throw except inside water.
Now make government come help us bring those people the way they come receive the dirty. Make them come this environment too, so that at least we go to use like that. They throw for them instead of the river. Make the thing no come they affect us again.
The waterfront residents also spoke about the detrimental effect of living close to trash piles that are building up along the riverbank.
I don't try to tell community people make them stop so that they're not going to throw dirty. As in the pond here, when people come, they carry and come. So it don't affect my health, it affect my grandchildren. Anytime when people come, me are they sick, my children they sick, my grandchildren self they sick.
The kids here, it's very bad because of the odor. The environment is not safe. It causes harm to them. The smell, I can't even sit outside of my house because of the smell of the place.
The smell of the dirty they affect us already, and we can't breathe well because of the dirty.
What we not expect to come they see for the environment, because most people when they want go piss or they want go toilets, if they worry them, it affect the health.
Once dirty dey there, come back. If you keep water here now, when breeze blow, all the dirty go come back enter the water. You no go fit use am. If you know you use am, it go worry you.
On their part, two boat drivers shared how they spent between 200,000 and 300,000 naira to replace boat engines damaged by plastic waste in the river.
That floating this dirty them, waterproof authorities them. They cause accident. Come and go airport now to clear the dirty now, so that there will be no cause accident again in the river.
This waterproof you are seeing, and then anytime you are driving engine, you will see them floating in the water, very very plenty. Immediately you grab them without waterproof, your engine is condemned. The government should help us. They used to bring people to clear this thing, but we don't have any of them to come and clear this thing. So this thing is disturbing us. Sometimes you spend like 200,000 or 300,000 to get the engine back.
The theme for this year's World Environment Day is Beat Plastic Pollution. Meanwhile, a waste management expert, Dr. Williams Iyama, is urging the Rivers State government to establish an agency or task force dedicated to curbing the indiscriminate disposal of waste from vehicles onto streets and major roads. Iyama, who's a senior lecturer of geosciences and environmental management at the Rivers State University, blamed the persistence of the problem on weak enforcement and a lack of decisive leadership in the state.
One of the problems we have in Rivers State is leadership. People feel that nobody is talking. I know how many times I have had to use my car to cross-match some people. Because you see somebody who just throw a plastic bottle off the window. You are not even interested in the car coming. Talk less of even the blockage of drainages and all that. But if it's just that we misuse task forces. If not, I am one of the strong advocates of having an agency that will monitor the rate at which people, discard waste on the streets, especially on the major roads.
Dr. Iyama also asked the Rivers State government to join its counterpart in Lagos State to ban the use of single-use plastic.
I feel that since states have started banning plastics, especially these single-use plastics like Lagos, styrophones, especially most occasions you see these plastic cutleries are there, forks, spoons, plates and all that. These are the things we are trying to see how we can get them off. I think in the country today, outside Lagos State, Rivers State is next to them in terms of development and in terms of advancement. So I think that Rivers State should think of it very, very seriously.
In the meantime, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Mr. Orwell Okiruku, says the state government will start its advocacy against indiscriminate dumping of plastics and waste from the waterfront.
We've started with the sensitization, and very soon we are going to have a stakeholders forum again for the need for us to end plastic pollution in the state. So plastic pollution is affecting our lives, and if government does not take appropriate action, it's going to be very injurious to our health. I understand that our waterfront, our waterways are already infested with these plastics. So those are where we are going to drive our advocacy more.
Staying with this, the Waste Management Association of Nigeria Rivers State chapter says it is championing an initiative that encourages residents to collect plastic waste for recycling in exchange for subsidized healthcare services. The acting publicity secretary of the association, Mrs. Glory George-Will, told our correspondent that the initiative aims to discourage the indiscriminate disposal of plastic waste while promoting wealth creation through recycling.
We had to think outside the box. When we saw people, here's this plastics cannot give us money. For example, if you pick up to 200 bottles, you could get a health insurance. What was a health insurance? If you cannot go to the government hospital quickly to pay maybe 2,000, 4,000, 8,000 for your medical bills and all of that, we could quickly call you in, you using these plastics and all of that, to get this little medical aid. If you bring maybe 400 naira, we could give you 1,006 or even foot the remaining bills. So we have gone that far for it.
In other news, young people and entrepreneurs have been encouraged to direct their talents towards meaningful and innovative technology-driven ventures. This call was made by the Managing Director of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), Samuel Obuku, during the opening ceremony of the Port Harcourt Tech Expo 2025. According to Obuku, one of the key reasons the NDDC is sponsoring the event is to identify and support young creative talent in Port Harcourt, helping them realize their potential.
No one else will plan for your future except you. Some of us, we graduated and we expected that our parents were going to take us around knocking one door to the other, begging friends to employ us. Most times, it doesn't work out that way. Imagine the number of thousands of students that graduate from Nigeria higher institutions every year. It is not possible for all of them to be employed. So we chose the option of creating such a platform so that youths, young men, young women can take advantage of this.
Delivering the keynote address, the CEO of Educare, Alex Onya, stated that technology has the potential to drastically reduce malpractice, especially during the West African examinations. Some tech enthusiasts who spoke with our correspondent commended the organizers of this year's expo, saying it has broadened their perspectives and opened their minds to new possibilities in the tech space. Our correspondent reports that the Port Harcourt Tech Expo continues today with more notable speakers and sessions lined up. And now we move to business. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, reports has indicated that economic activity is expanded for the 6th consecutive month at 52.1 index point in May 2025. Disclosing this in its Purchasing Manager Index PMI report for May 2025, CBN also noted that the industry, that is 51.6 index point, service has 51.7 index point, and agricultural 53.4 index point sectors recorded growth during the review period. The report showed that the petroleum and coal product subsector in the industry sector recorded the highest expansion in the month, while the paper product subsector reported the highest decline. Also, President Bola Tinubu on Thursday visited the Dangote refinery in Lagos State, describing the project as a huge investment and point of reference. During the visit, President Tinubu also commissioned the access road to the Lekki Deep Sea Port and commended Dangote Industries Limited and the contractor for the quality work. Now, he said he is happy that the Deep Sea Port he initiated as governor of Lagos State is a huge success today. He said users save vast amount of money using the port because they no longer need to transship their goods. In entertainment, two-time Grammy-nominated superstar Asake has announced a new album titled Money. He made this revelation in a post on his X account on Thursday, June 5, 2025. The album titled Money is likely derived from one of his nicknames, as he is famously known as Mr. Money among his fans. In sports, Lyon midfielder Nemanja Matic has been handed a 2-match ban after covering an anti-homophobia message on his shirt with tape. The Serb concealed an anti-homophobia display on his sleeve during Lyon's 2-0 win over Angers on 17 May. The anti-homophobia message is part of a League One campaign, which is now in its 5th year.
And now, we bring you news from around the world.
Israel has carried out airstrikes on Beirut's southern suburbs, saying it was targeting Hezbollah's drone production. The attack on Thursday night, the eve of Eid al-Adha, One of the most important celebrations in Islam followed evacuation warnings for several buildings in the area where Hezbollah is based in the capital. There were no initial reports of injuries. The Israel Defense Forces IDF said it had identified a Hezbollah unit producing.
Nigeria Info will be.
Battle of minds, a clash of brilliance, a war of words, and only one champion, one true champion.